that's a Charlie video, Moist Critical. This is Tipping Freakout. Let's watch it.
I saw a very interesting video today that ties into a topic that I've discussed on streams passionately for years now. Tipping. I know, all at once, a bunch of people just went from the relaxed position to the locked-in stance in their chairs because tipping is a hot-button topic.
Yep.
So what happened is some guys went to a restaurant.
Listen, chat, what's y'all stance on tipping? Because I'll tell you mine. I feel like we need to be like these other countries, pay these livable wages, and stop requiring, like, tip. Bro, do you know how crazy it is? Let's talk about it. Do you know how crazy it is for me to go to a self-checkout, scan my myself, hit checkout, and then you ask me for a tip? Have you lost your rabbit mind? Get this shit the fuck out of here. Get this shit the fuck out of here. Must be out your rabbit ass mind. Pay these niggas. I don't get how the fuck they get off by not paying these. Bro, take away the tips. Or even still, don't make it so you have to give a tip, bro. No cap. Don't make it so you have to give a tip. Like, if somebody can get a tip, they can get a tip. But, like, you don't have to tip. I don't know. I just feel like it's crazy. I feel like that's, like, I get the concept of tips. But even still, like, yeah, your bill was $500. You should tip 10%. What if I ordered 2 items, that motherfucker came up to me twice? What if I'm at a fancy restaurant, right? I ordered 2 items. 2 items come out to $500. You think I should give the nigga that came and dropped my food off and then took my order $50? That's 10%. That's a 50 piece. Do you see how crazy that sounds? I can get the tipping for, like, you got multiple niggas. You got, like, maybe 6 niggas and you got to attend to a lot of people. Yeah. But if I'm, like, you see how crazy this 10%, 20%, 20? When did we, bro, when did I have to pay extra for my food, bro? Bro, yo, they be asking for tips for takeout. Nigga, you didn't serve me. I ordered online for takeout. Why are you still asking for tips? Like, this shit is getting out of hand. Like, I don't mind tipping. And, like, if I'm feeling real generous, I can tip a decent amount. Like, I've done some, yo, Sterling, please. I'm recording a video. Thank you. I've done some $100 tips. You know, when I'm feeling like I'm in a holiday spirit, I got some extra money, I'm feeling good, I've done it. But just like automatically requiring that of me is so crazy. It's so crazy. I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest, but...
Got some food, paid for it, and left, but the restaurant owner noticed they didn't leave a tip. So he starts following them around on the street like the adoring fan from Oblivion. He is literally just on their tail like it's a fucking trailing mission out of a video game.
You see how crazy this is?
And he's like insulting them, even like threatening them, all about not leaving that tip.
Hey bro, what are you on, bro? What are you on? I paid for my food. I paid for my food. What are you talking? Why are you following me down the fucking street? Nigga, you need to get the fuck back. You need to get back. Why are you following me?
Trying to press somebody and following them down the street because they did not tip. You see how crazy that is? So, I don't know if you're the owner. I don't know if you're the owner. I don't know if you just work there. I don't know. But if you wanted more money, upcharge the price of your food. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. If you wanted more bread, upcharge the price the price of your food, right? Like, I can't ever be mad. I will never be mad at somebody for not tipping when you chose to work at a place that you know doesn't pay you at least minimum wage. You know what I mean? Like, if you choose to work at a place that doesn't pay you at least minimum wage and then be mad when a motherfucker that comes in there just for a meal doesn't give you extra money, that's so why are you not mad at the nigga that's paying you $2.30 an hour? You gotta make it up on tips. Now, what if you having a bad day, right? You having a bad day. You don't feel like being overly nice today. You just want to get through the shift. You gotta fake the funk, put on a smile, and smile in these people's face for a fucking funky ass $50. You can't even be in your feelings. You can't feel no feelings but happiness. Like, you see how crazy that is? Go get a job that pays you. You got a job at this restaurant. I'm pretty sure you can get paid. You can go get a job at somewhere that'll pay you at least minimum wage, bro.
Why are you following me? What do you think? Why are you following me? What are you gonna do? Call 911. Call 911. If you need to settle something, you know who to call.
The guy filming is right. He didn't break any laws. He paid for his meal, and it's not a legal obligation to tip. So the owner on his ass here like a hemorrhoid, like it's, you know, the horror movie It Follows about him not tipping, is wrong here. Because, again, he didn't do anything wrong. So the guy filming is like, well, call the police then if you think there's been some, you know, foul play, you know, some dirty barnacles, from us. You can call the police about it. Obviously, the owner's not going to do that because there's not actually a case there.
Bro, I'm not trying to fuck with you. You piece of shit. Bro, I'm not trying to goddamn fucking yell at me. I'm not trying to fuck with you, bro. You shut your goddamn fucking mouth, man. Why are you following?
Oh, see, I would have snuffed that nigga. You yelling a little too loud for a nigga that's begging me for an extra $20. You yelling a little too loud for a nigga that's hulking me for an extra 20 beans. Now, if I punch you, boy, see. Y'all got too much. Y'all too nice, man. you quick, back the fuck up. I'm no funky ass $20. You better get the fuck out my face, boy. Shit.
Follow me down the street.
You piece of shit, little piece
Bro,
of shit, man.
I paid for my food.
I'll smack the shit out of you, punk ass, man.
I pay for my food, bro.
Piece of shit.
I pay for my food.
How the fuck you didn't think
Bro,
they make money?
I pay for my food.
How am I fucking staff supposed to make fucking money, huh?
How's my staff? How is my staff? How is my staff supposed to make money? I don't know, nigga. Pay them? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
How is my staff supposed to make money? The fuck? Yo. Bro, see, the entitlement is so crazy.
So raise your price. Huh?
Now, I'm cutting around this a little
right,
bit
so
because,
raise
as I
your
said,
price.
this goes on for a long time. It feels like he follows them for miles. It felt like in Game of Thrones when they were marching for like a whole season. It felt like we got all of that throughout the course of this video. And it also was getting very heated. It started sounding like a Xbox Live lobby after a Call of Duty round ended. It was getting pretty big and a lot of yelling. But when the owner said that, how is my staff supposed to make money? Brother, it felt like I got teabagged. I was stunned. I was seeing stars. You are the owner. What do you mean, how is your staff supposed to make money? Pay them a livable wage. Like, it's not the most difficult to grasp concept. You don't need to be astronaut Katy Perry to understand this rocket science here. Tipping is a way for businesses to save money on their employee salaries by paying them sub-minimum wage. It's a way for business owners to financially treat the faces of their employees like a fucking fleshlight by paying them less than what they are supposed to, because tipping is supposed to make up for the difference, at least in the majority of states. There are some states that I'm aware of where restaurant workers can get tips, but they are still paid the normal minimum wage. But in most of the states in America, you get sub-minimum wage when you are working in
They need to change that shit, because this entitlement is so crazy, bro.
a service industry position that has...
They still only pay like $7.25 and hope the rest gets covered by the patrons. And if it doesn't, then only they pay you whatever the minimum wage was. Wow, that's so crazy, bro.
Tipping as part of it.
That
Tipping is just so ingrained in the culture of America right now, and it has just become pervasive in every industry.
It's disgusting.
I'm sure a lot of you watching this have seen like self-checkout kiosks that now have
just talking about this.
pop up occasionally. There is tipping in every single thing, and it's been a big talking point for a few years.
I was just talking about this. Like, this shit is getting out of control. Out of fucking control.
There is tipping in every
I'm
single thing.
I'm gonna stop tipping unless you niggas provide an actual service.
Because now you're getting asked to tip on purely automated services. Like, who the fuck are you even tipping? Skynet? Like, it doesn't make sense. It is just outrageous. But when it comes to restaurants, the workers rely on tips because they're not getting paid a livable wage in the majority of states, And thus, the onus is on the customer now to try and make up that difference so that restaurant worker can fucking survive. And it sucks. That shit is awful. Now, in my case, I do maximum tip on everything in the service industry because I'm in a position to do so.
Exactly.
And I know that they need that money, so I'd like to try and help out best I can. And Lord help us, I'm ashamed to admit it, I've even tipped at a self-serve froyo place once.
No, you
where
haven't.
literally
Nigga, you're the
didn't
problem.
interact with a single employee or anything.
You're the
Just
problem.
made
You
my
can't
own
be
froyo
doing
and
this, bro. This is how they get you, bro. Come on. Stand your ground, bro.
Still tipped at the goddamn checkout. But point is, not everyone can do that. And not everyone should be required or expected to do that. It should always be the responsibility of the business to ensure the employees are making a livable wage, and tips should be something that is entirely optional as a way of rewarding exceptional service. And I know people have talked about that a lot, where they want to give extra to someone that really went above and beyond from them and they had a great experience with, so they want to tip that person to show their appreciation.
That makes sense.
That's great, but they should also just be making a livable wage, and that tip should go on top.
Exactly.
I think that's how it should work in an ideal situation.
Exactly.
Why you follow me down the street?
Chill the fuck out, bro. Why you
Bro,
following
chill
this
out.
guy, bro? Fucking make
Chill
money,
out,
huh?
chill out.
Why'd you following this man?
Chill out, bro. You need to calm down, bro.
You
Why
fucking
you
raising
following
your
me
goddamn
down
voice
the
at me, huh?
Bro, you
Huh?
need to get back. You
You
trying to
wanna
back
fucking
me into a
apologize?
corner. You trying to back me into a corner,
Bro,
bro.
what is wrong with you, bro?
What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? And now you mad because I won't tip you and you follow me down the street?
Damn, nigga, you followed that nigga for 3 minutes? Bro, you're the owner of the establishment and you left. God damn. Bro, how much was the tip? God damn, twin. Go to work. Store unattended as fuck. Right. Go tend to your staff.
Prices,
They don't
dude. That's
get
not
money
my
like
problem.
that, you fucking
I know
shit.
you
They
not.
don't
I know.
work like
So
that.
don't serve me.
It's crazy to be doing this while wearing his restaurant on his chest. So what happened after this video blew up is a lot of people went to the restaurant and left a lot of really bad reviews on it, which I think they've been deleted now. I don't know if it's by him or if there's like a system in place for it. Couldn't tell you. But it was a really bad look for his restaurant here. He also just recently did an interview with CBS. I'll show you that in a moment. But I want to dive into the spaghetti and meatballs of something that the guy filming mentioned briefly. Raise your prices then. He's right. If the business owner can't afford to pay his employees a livable wage, he would naturally need to raise prices so he'd have more money to be able to pay his employees. But on the flip side of that coin, by raising his prices, he would have less customers because they would choose a place that is cheaper. Now, there was actually a little experiment conducted by someone named Michael Lynn, and it's been referenced by a lot of people when they talk about tipping culture, where he put two hypothetical restaurants against each other. Restaurant 1 had prices of like $15 for a cheeseburger, but a 15 to 20% gratuity to be expected at the end, versus Restaurant 2, where there is no tipping at all, but the cheeseburger is $17.25. Now, if you've got your thinking caps on, if you've passed, second grade arithmetic, you'll know these are the same price. But overwhelmingly, the people in the study thought that Restaurant 1 was cheaper. Thus, people are going to gravitate towards that. Even though they're the same price after tip, people are going to choose the one that looks lower and cheaper to them. You have to remember, a lot of people are just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Does
people
anyone
are dumb.
recall when the third of a pound burger was introduced a long time ago? I've talked about this too. Back in the day, the quarter pounder crushing it. And A&W wanted to start trying to, encroach on that territory, so they introduced a third of a pound burger. But it flopped. It completely failed. This shit fumbled like Concorde. It was a culinary Concorde level disaster for them because people thought
it was less
they
than
were
a quarter
paying
pounder.
the same price.
Fucking idiots. God, they're fucking idiots. Oh my god, people are idiots, bro. Oh my god.
For less burger. They didn't realize that a third of a pound is more than a quarter pound. So in the case of a restaurant that wants to pay their workers a livable wage and take tipping out of the equation and instead put that price into the menu itself, which is what a lot of people say they should do, well, their restaurant might not survive very long because people don't actually think very hard about things.
Common sense is not common. And it's so crazy how it's how are you a functioning human being and you can't just think? These niggas is dumb as a bitch. That just pissed me. How are you a functioning human being and you can't use your brain?
In this hypothetical example, you're paying the same price, but the perception is it's cheaper to go with the place that just has tipping as an option. Now that brings us to the unicorn that people are looking so desperately to have, where all of the tipping is gone, eradicated, but all of the prices have stayed exactly the same. That's just not a realistic possibility for like 99% of these restaurants. Like, when they take away the tipping, they are then going to need to pay a lot more for those employees. Thus, they're going to need to somehow get more money. It's going to be
Bro,
by
but the
folding
shit is it's expensive already. Like, the prices is going up already. What the fuck is a little bit more? And like, at the end of the day, it's the same shit. We're paying the same amount. With tipping and the food, we're paying damn near the same amount. Just up the fucking price. Take the awkwardness out of it. Hey, we just got it. Bro, they hit you with one of these. Hit you with one of these, chat. Yeah, we okay. What kind of card? All right, it just has a question for you. Okay, thank you. It just, if you can just answer that question right there. Fucking skip. 0%. Piss me off.
That difference into the menu items. Thus, it's going to look like you're paying more, even in cases where you might not be. So, it's very tough for a lot of these restaurants to just immediately jump on board with that, which is why we're in this fucking stalemate where tipping culture is just completely out of control. And why so many service industry workers are getting fucked because of just how rampant this issue is. And more people are choosing not to tip because they want to fight back against this. And in a lot of cases, they don't realize that they're not actually fighting back against tipping culture itself. They're just hurting the employees that are relying on it. And I think a lot of it doesn't, like, I don't think it comes down to malice. I don't think they're doing that to just be like, fuck you to the service industry workers. I really think that they believe by not tipping, the restaurant is going to change its policy. But it's not. Probably not, unfortunately. Most of these fucking restaurants will sooner pay their workers in knuckle sandwiches than they will in raising their salary. And there's a lot more nuance to it. Like, I'm just giving you, like, bare bones, surface level shit here. Like, I haven't even begun to talk about the establishments that pay out a portion of their tips across all of the employees.
That's so like, crazy. That, and like, bro, they do that. Somebody will get a $20 tip, and they be like, all right, you gotta split that $20 between, dude, bro, then there's no point of, bro, like, dead ass just pay these niggas a salary, bro. I tipped this nigga, not everybody else. I didn't tip the cook back there. I didn't tip this bitch. We ain't even talk. Why is she getting a piece of this 20 I gave to this person? Like, that shit is so crazy.
So messy, and there are so many underhanded tactics to exploit these workers. It's a fucking issue. Anyway, though, back to the video that started this whole rant. I want to show you from the owner's perspective on the CBS interview.
Oh, please
telling
tell
us
me.
He followed a regular into the street, intending to tell him never to come back after leaving without tipping again.
Have you watched the video?
Yes.
And when you watched it, what did you see there?
Ashamed. I was just ashamed, bringing shame to my wife as a husband, as an owner, at the same time, to my mom and dad.
So according to the owner here, this was a customer that's a regular at the establishment, and he had finally had enough, so after he didn't tip again, he followed him outside, intending to just say, don't come back, kind of like shake his fist at him.
Like, I get, like, being upset at that, but still, like, it's not a requirement. That's what's so crazy to me. Like, it's not required. I'm paying for the shit that you give me. I also have to pay you for being nice. If I don't want to do that, I should not have to. I gotta give you an extra $5 because you smiled at me? Like, do you see how crazy that is? Some people choose to, but we should not. It shouldn't be so hell-bent that you think you can follow me outside for this. You gotta take that shit to the chin.
And stay out, and that kind of thing. But it obviously spiraled more out of control than that and blew up in a much bigger way, which ignited a huge debate online about tipping. Because tipping is a very controversial topic. People feel very strongly, especially people that have been in the industry.
If I don't want to tip, I'm not gonna.
And while there definitely are cases...
Ain't nothing controversial about it. If I don't want to tip, I'm not gonna. Simple. Simple, plain and simple. If I don't want to give you a motherfucking tip, I don't want to give you no extra money, I'm not gonna. Fuck. Like, take that shit to the 10. Take it to the chin. Right? We in a recession. Think I want to give out extra bread on top of what I'm already paying for? Come on, bro.
Where people don't tip just to be an asshole, I really do think there is a lot of confusion around how tipping even like works, that people think by not doing it they're going to help be like a catalyst for change at that business, where they'll realize that the tips aren't coming in, so it's losing the business money, thus they're going to change their policy to actually pay their workers a livable wage, and then they won't be, you know, forced to rely on strangers to cover their expenses. But that's, again, just not going to happen in the majority of cases, because it doesn't hurt the actual business owner. What's supposed to happen is if they don't reach minimum wage, like if they don't get enough tips to reach that, the business is supposed to cover it. That rarely happens. There are so many workarounds that these businesses pull.
Bro, that needs to be a mandatory thing. So there's not a require that needs that for like that's such a like it's either they make more off tips or like it's, you know what I'm saying, like that needs to be a mandatory thing.
So many like backdoor hand job reacharoos that they are able to squeak out of not actually covering that, so it doesn't ever hurt the business itself.
That's so
it
crazy.
Only hurts the worker. And I really think there's a large number of people that don't understand that, but even understanding that, there are people that just can't afford to pay an extra 20% on top of what they've already just paid. And I see a lot of people regurgitating this take that's becoming very common: if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out.
You calling me bro? Like, why? Like, in what world would I tip a person that was rude? In what world would I tip a person that got my order wrong? In what world would I tip a person that didn't check on me? I was looking for you the whole time. You wasn't like, in what, like, there's so many factors to tipping. Talking about some, if you can't afford to tip, don't come out. Oh! Bitch, I'll smack you with a bed right now. Who can't afford? Did they deserve? Is the question. Did niggas deserve a tip? Not can't afford. Did they deserve? Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, fair enough in something like Uber Eats or like fine dining or something. Okay, you can make that argument, I suppose. But it doesn't work for everything, because there is no cheap ways of eating anymore, really. Even something like fast food is not that cheap. A McDonald's meal, it's not $1 anymore, sports fans. It's a handful of clams. And grocery shopping is pretty fucking pricey too. It's expensive. Like, it is hard to pay an extra 15 to 20% consistently on top of things that you're already paying for when you're eating. Like, I just don't fully agree with that take.
Bro, you about to blow up on social media, bro.
When asked why he didn't tip, the customer told people online, "Oh, I just didn't want to." Cho tells us the customer's brother has since come in, describing their conversation as productive.
I apologized to him and to his family, and I was asking if he can pass this message along to...
That's the thing. Like, if you don't want to, okay. Like, take that shit to the chin.
His little brother.
Adding he sent the brother home with the customer's favorite order, a handwritten apology, and an offer.
My door's open for you, man. You know, come on by anytime.
Now, while I do think that response of, oh, I just didn't want to, is pretty douchey, again, he doesn't have to. And I really do think it shouldn't be expected that every single person does tip, because that's just the reality of it. It is 100% an issue that needs to be addressed on, like, the actual business front.
Exactly.
And it's why there's so many people that study tipping itself and are trying to brainstorm how to improve it and get rid of it to certain extents. Because it is a terrible fucking system that nobody else in the world really uses, and in a lot of other cultures is actually viewed as insulting. So, like, it is something that does need changing.
Call me, bro.
100%. Now, in the case of this business owner here, he really seems remorseful. Like, he really does seem like he's trying to make amends. It does seem like maybe he was just having, like, a really fucking bad day, and not getting that tip meant that one of his workers wasn't going to receive like the full pay they should have, so he snapped and did this, and he seems embarrassed by it. So I'm of the belief that he does regret it, and that this is going to be an experience that he won't be repeating or anything like that. But that statement he made during the argument, how is my staff supposed to make a living without tips?
That's
Paraphrasing a bit, but that was the essence. It speaks volumes to just how poisonous tipping has become, where the business owner himself cannot even grapple with the idea of paying his employees a livable wage because it's such an accepted and expected business practice of paying them sub-minimum wage, literal tiddlywinks of dollars, because it's the customer's responsibility to take care of the rest. That's just crazy to me. It blows my mind. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, man. We're turn 15 minutes into 40. God damn. Hey, man. Real reactors, nigga. Real reactor shit. Real reactor shit. This is a very sensitive topic for me. I will talk about and I will argue you down. I'm not gonna lie. No cap. Great video. Shout out Penguin Zero.